never die.
Awesome. So I am here today with Bruce Hathaway of Accord Lighting, VP of Sales, correct?
Director of Sales for North America,
Director
technically, if
of-
you want to be technical,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I love that. So I probably met you 2 years ago now,
Yeah.
when you guys were setting up the showroom.
Yeah.
And I was kind of walking in here and thinking, well, I want to get some social media during Lightivation. And you just had the biggest, brightest smile on your face when I met you. And I just feel like that was so exciting. It made me not just fall in love with this brand, but I did totally fall in love with you. And because of that, I'm serious, like this brand is just, it's taking off, and you are doing such an amazing job working with this incredible family. So tell me about you first, like who you are, how you started in the lighting industry,
Okay.
and how you got to Accord.
Cool,
Okay.
thanks. Yeah, well, I mean, how can I not love you two, right? All right, so let's just start with mutual love as the foundation.
I love that. Yay. Okay, good.
And trying to do good things and keep good energy and all that cool stuff, right?
Okay.
So I talk about the lighting industry like it's the lighting vortex. Once you get in it, you're not getting out, because if you're in it, you love it, right? You know,
It's so
you
true.
kind of see the same people over and over in different capacities. Don't burn a bridge, right? Because you don't know who you're going to be crossing paths with again.
Who you're going to be working with next?
Exactly, right. So I've owned a retail home furnishing store in my career. I've worked as an independent manufacturer's rep. I've worked for a couple of different lighting manufacturers, and every little step along the way has been a phenomenal experience. And sometimes you don't know exactly where you're heading, but where you end up landing and doing, it all ends up being the right thing. So, and I
Yes.
love this side of it, you know, being with Accord now and
A
helping
door is
with-
never going to close
No.
if there's not another one opening up, and
That's
that's
right.
the truth.
Yeah. So for me, a career, no matter whether you're in the lighting industry or whatever you do, it's like fresh air under your wings is always good. And you and I've talked about that, right? Because you've
Yes.
been making some changes in the past few years. That's what makes it
Exactly.
fun.
It is. That's
Yeah.
what totally makes it fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so then take me from how you started with Accord Lighting and why Accord?
Yeah. I started talking to Bernardo Accordi. So one of the things that really appealed to me about Accord Lighting is that it's a family-owned business. Really hard to find now, as we all know. That's what's happened to the industry. We get it, right? This is business. It's a financial thing, but you got to be having fun while you're making money. And so I started talking to Bernardo.
Having fun and honestly doing good.
Yeah, doing good things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all hand in hand. So I started talking to Bernardo. It's his family's business. The company's been in business for 25 years.
And the name of the family is?
Accordi, A-C-O-R-D-I. Not coincidental, it's Accord Lighting, right? Obviously,
that.
easy. So I started talking to those guys. I loved the story. I heard about the sustainability, the commitment to their people, and of course the foundation of all of that is, do you make beautiful product that's well designed?
And where are they based out of?
Out of Brazil, Paraná, Brazil. So 100% of our operation is in Brazil. It's
How did you meet Bernardo then? If these guys are out of Brazil and you're working here in the States?
Great question. So they were just starting to expand the distribution here in North America. And you just can't do that remotely. You need someone to kind of work with your sales associates and like I said, you see the same people over and over. So you're seeing the same showroom partners, you're seeing the same designers, the same sales representatives. So they basically have said, we just need for you to take it and run with it, right? We will
Right.
support you in whatever you do. We make great product. We need to understand the market better. Let's go. And I had 5 or 6 key questions. They're like, we've taken care of that. We know how to do that. And I said, let's create a partnership.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. When you have that kind of synergy, it's almost at that point, it's like the gut feeling is like, hey, this is a good one, this is a
Right.
good one, and you just gotta trust it. I'm a big firm believer in trusting your gut, but when that synergy just starts to happen, it's like, let's go, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And then when I found out, you know, this is a company that's in Brazil, so one of my questions is, all right, I want to talk about sustainability. It's critical that I understand better and can speak confidently and confidently, and it's not smoke and mirrors, and that this is truly a commitment by the company, and it is.
Are you guys is Accord Lighting a certified B corporation?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Okay.
I love the fact that I can not have to hide from this question. The sustainability issue. I love it because we only buy our raw materials, our wood that's native to Brazil from members of the FSC, which is the Forestry Sustainability Council. They must have that seal on what they do.
That's incredible.
But there's more. We just built a new, beautiful state-of-the-art facility there, 45,000 square feet, 100% solar power. So we employ, the people that work in our factory are either actual family or we treat them like family because that's where they live and breathe and raise their family. So it's foundational, it's part of our DNA to be sustainable and to do the right thing. That's just what we do.
It sounds like it's been that way from the beginning.
From the beginning, because the company actually started as a furniture manufacturer 25 years ago. So while we may be fairly new to the North American market on the lighting side, we did Light Fair a few years ago. We made the commitment here in Dallas 2 years ago, January 2020, to open a permanent space at Lightivation. Those fundamentals and working with wood as craftsmen in a sustainable manner has just been who we've been since the beginning. So we've been around a long time. We know how to do this.
I feel like it's safe to say that you guys are honestly leading the industry in sustainability. I really would love to see something come of that for the June Lightivation. By the way, we're doing this live from Lightivation 2022. This is the January winter edition. I mean, we should definitely take this further into June with sustainability because I would love to see more and more manufacturers taking a pledge that they're trying to, source these raw materials in an ethical way.
Yes.
We can do that, and we can really change the world together. Okay, let me get off that little soapbox. So, with that being said, you guys continue to be, really solid in your sustainability practices, and the materials that you're using. And I know that with the supply chain issues that have been happening right now too, wood is just getting more and more expensive.
Right.
Has that affected your pricing as well?
Yeah. It's impossible nowadays to not be globally sourced no matter what we're doing.
Okay.
However, we do have a huge advantage in that we actually work in 5 different woods, 3 of which are native to Brazil, and then we actually bring in American walnut and American maple to our factory to appeal to this market. So those raw materials have not been an issue for us.
Okay.
The biggest challenge that we've had, which is true of most people, are a lot of the electrical components, but we've been doing a really good job. We're a build-to-order company, so we don't maintain finished goods in our warehouse, and that's the beauty of the line. 5 different woods, 11 different lacquer finishes, mix and match it together, and we build it to your specifications within 3 weeks, and then about a week to ship it. And we ship everything by FedEx from Brazil into the United States directly to our partners, or even to their end consumer, the end user. It's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I know the first time I came in here and you were giving me the full tour of the showroom, I had no idea just how many options you really have with the fixtures, from the lamps to the pendants, like the color of the wood that you can change.
Yeah.
I mean, the beauty in the product is definitely the wood and seeing
And we're
the
having
grain and
fun.
seeing, so much fun.
I keep talking to the guys that I work with on the sales side. I said, let's do the right thing, let's have fun, and let's not apologize for needing to be profitable. Those are all good things, right? And I'm a firm believer in let's keep moving forward. And I know that we're building the Accord lighting brand and the sales revenue at the same time. They have to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So these types of things are super important for us too.
How big is the team? How big is the Accord Lighting team? Like how many people are?
So I'm director of sales, and we have a nationwide network of independent representatives. So we have about 25 different sales agencies throughout the country and have the whole U.S. and Canada covered.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But like even in Brazil, how many people are like helping work on these fixtures?
75 to 80 people there in the factory, yes.
Oh my gosh! So this company is way bigger than I think that most people would probably imagine.
To me, the thing that really appeals to me about this company is it's kind of this high tech and high touch at the same time, because we have a lot of new state-of-the-art CNC machines, laser cutters, a lot of things, and of course a new facility to do this in.
I cannot believe it is solar power run. Like
I know, it's
I'm
crazy,
ecstatic
right?
about that. So exciting.
Super crazy, and
Yeah.
if you look at our website, we have some cool information I can send you and show you pictures of it. And that was just completed about less than a year ago, a year and a half or so ago.
I have to come visit.
Okay.
How often?
You are not the first person that said, I want to go to Brazil.
Oh no, I don't want to. I'm coming. I'm
Okay.
coming. I'm just gonna show up one day and you're gonna be like, well, okay. So, but you live in Vermont.
I do,
So,
yeah.
How often do you get to go down there and visit the factory?
Well, I haven't been yet because I've been with the company just for about a year. So we opened the showroom in January of 2020.
And you were really helping your
COVID hit, right? And so I haven't had a chance to go. And in fact, this is the first time that our principals from Accord Lighting have been able to come to US in 2 years. Yeah, so we're just really getting a chance to get to know each other really well.
I know,
Yeah.
I really only thought it was you, and then I realized there was so much more to it, and every time that Lightivation happens and I get the opportunity to come in here, like, I learn more and more about this amazing company, so I'm so glad that you're
You like
here.
it?
Yes, it's one of my favorites. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there, and I don't know who cares, who knows it. All right, so you guys do have 2 new family collections that came out, and I do want to talk about
Yes.
those because I'm sitting next to one of the more.
Yes.
This is the Naia.
Yes, this is the Naia, that's correct.
And I was talking to Adrian, and he was telling me that it was based on a folklore story
Yes.
too. So it sounds like your designers get very creative. I mean, there's so
Very
much more to it than just a lighting piece. I mean, maybe you can like touch on that if you know a little bit more
Yeah.
about the design side of things.
So I think that that's pretty common in the industry. People want to know what's the history, what was the inspiration behind that. So you can look at the floor lamp that's beside you, and then this is part of the Naia collection too. So extremely thin profile. Again, you're getting the sense of the full moon. So it goes back to Brazilian folklore. An indigenous girl, her name was Naia, N-A-I-A, and she was peering into the water and seeing the reflection of the moon. So it's a long, very romantic story, and if our designer was here with his beautiful Portuguese accent, it would be just melting in the floor, right? So I'm doing the best I can as a former Texan living in New England now, but that inspiration, it comes from so many different places, and we have a few external designers that we use, but primarily we use our team in-house, and it's fascinating to hear those stories. But natural elements is a huge inspiration for us. So this piece looks almost like the eclipse of the sun, right? And then a full moon here.
And then it has that 330 turn. So
yeah, it rotates
you have
all the way around.
It rotates. So you have the ability to see it as a moon.
Right.
Or
Or you can turn it this way and get the light reflected back. So it's really beautiful group. And again, 5 different woods, all the different lacquer finishes takes on a completely different look if you do it in different finishes. So yeah, very excited about that.
I feel like all the pieces for Accord, for the most part, I would say there's a solid amount of them that are very functional,
Mhm.
and you have the ability to move them in different ways. They're kind of modular in that way, and then at the same time, they are artwork.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter if the lights are on or off. I mean, having one of these pieces is like owning a piece of art. I mean, do you feel like that when customers come in here into the showroom and the showrooms are looking for what's going to be their next big product, that they feel that same way?
Very much so. They appreciate the artistic approach. The thing that we always have to keep in mind is if you're building a beautiful artistic piece, it also has to be functional, right? You have to be cognizant of the light output, those types of things, the sustainability, the color temperature, the dimming capabilities. That's all a part of designing great lighting. And you can't cut any corners because you can have a beautiful piece that puts out no light, then it's strictly a piece of sculpture that's lit up. That doesn't work, right? Or you can have something that's very, very functional that you can't stand to look at, right? So it's a very delicate balance, actually. Speaking of balance,
Yes, okay.
how was
yes.
that for a natural segue?
Oh, I
unplanned?
love that. I love that. So the next, tell us about the next new collection that came
The
out
other
this
collection
year.
is called Balance, and it's very much kind of a mid-century look. Different from Naia because we're very...
Mid-century is just so...
Oh, it's huge.
It's just so here to stay. It's just gonna, okay.
Yeah, not losing any momentum. So there's a big difference between the Naia collection and Balance in that Naia is very technology-centric.
Okay.
We couldn't do something like this, obviously, without LED technology. Putting those LEDs in places where you couldn't
So they're
previously.
integrated.
Absolutely.
Got it.
That collection. Balance, on the other hand, is very simple in that it's just a standard medium-based socket that will take an LED retrofit bulb. But the artistry of the pieces themselves with the metal and the wood and the long conical shades. And you were saying a minute about the functionality. Our designer has been designing some pieces and he's calling it post-pandemic design. And what he means by that is we're trying to work more functionality into many of our pieces. So a wall sconce that has a wooden tray to it, so I can put it next to the bed or right by the entryway to put my keys or my phone on. People are home more, right? So they're not only investing in their home to make them more beautiful, but they're looking for more function out of the pieces that they're purchasing. And there's a lot of function. So back in the day when floor lamps would have trays on them, the old tray tables, those went out of fashion, and we created a beautiful counter-levered floor lamp that has a wooden tray where you can put those types of things. So that's why I love working with this company, is they're always thinking of just fun and creative things, but they're still very functional too. I can talk about this all day, you know that.
I know, that's
Okay,
why I just keep coming back to you. That's why
Okay.
you're the first person I wanted to talk to. I absolutely love you. I love this brand. Now that I've gotten to meet part of the family, like, maybe one day, come down there and they'll treat me as their own.
You are really trying to get to Brazil.
I do. So one of the cool things too, I feel like about like the Naia and about the new Balance collection is that like you guys just keep pushing the limits of design, and it's true. Like you're thinking about the functionality, you're thinking about the sustainability. I mean, you guys really are, I feel like, a major leader in this industry, and I want everyone to know it. And so I'm really glad that you're the one that is sitting down with me at first, and I'm definitely, this won't be the last time we talk.
You have to take chances, right? They have to be calculated, they have to make sense. And what I've told everyone that I work with, our showroom partners, my sales reps, everybody is, give us an opportunity, right? This is a company that is aggressively growing the brand, again, along with the sales revenue. We love these type of opportunities to talk about what we're doing, because there are a lot of manufacturers that are very well entrenched in the industry, highly respected, make beautiful product. So in that regard, it can be a challenge to get people to understand who we are.
Right.
What works in our favor is that we've actually been around for a long time. You just may not be familiar with us. I like being there, right? Because it's refreshing, and to walk people through and say, do you like what we're doing? And guess what the word is that they use? We love what you're doing. We love this company.
What is not to love? I said that before and I'll say it again. Like, honestly, what is not to love? And on that note, so I asked you this the last time, because again, every time I come in here, I'm always learning something new. I think that the logo is so cute.
Yeah.
I love, please, would you just like talk a little bit about the logo?
Yeah,
too?
so the logo is, people look at it and go, what is that funny little thing? It's actually a chameleon.
I love a chameleon.
Yeah, and what does a chameleon do? The changing of colors, and it really kind of emphasizes what it is that we do.
Adaptability.
That's what it is, because if you take this piece that we're looking at, and all of a sudden, instead of doing it in wood, we do it in white and gold, different application, different home, different client, and so that adaptability is kind of built into everything that we do. And again, because it's a build-to-order company, it's not sitting in a box. You tell us what we need, and our craftsmen will start building.
And we are in our homes more. You're absolutely right with everything that's going on, and I think people are having more appreciation for that. And the coolest thing that I love about this lamp is the ability to rotate it. And so maybe I'm having a function where I want it to be very bright, but maybe I'm also having just a late night in with my husband, and I want more ambiance. I mean, the ability to have both instead of it just being an on and off, that's huge.
Right. Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
It's a pretty good place to be. Yeah. This is a fun place to be in the industry, because first off, working for this family-owned business and them basically saying, just tell us what we need to do. We're ready, and we're ready to invest in a thoughtful way, right? And so I've told anybody that wants to make a commitment to a cord, to try a cord, I said, if the return on investment, whether it's time, energy, or finances, if it makes sense to us, the answer is going to be yes, because we're trying new and different things.
Yeah.
We're trying some different trade shows we've never shown that before. We're huge supporters of the Dallas Market Center, and they've been big supporters of us.
And they're amazing.
They are.
Like if you understood just how small the team can get at times, and that they're putting on these huge markets, and doing their best to give support to each and every manufacturer and everyone who is exhibiting here, it's really incredible. I'm, obviously fangirl of Lightivation. I used to help do the marketing management just for Lightivation, and that's how I got to know all of you so well. And I love hearing that. I love hearing that they've got your back, they've got a Cord's back, and I would really love it. I have to ask, have you guys won anything arts awards related?
Not yet, right? So we're
not yet, exactly.
Of course, not yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yes. Again, this is all part of the awareness. It's and that's what makes it fun. So this is our base. This is our major commitment to expand the brand.
Awesome.
But we're encouraging our showroom partners, our sales representatives. If you have regional shows, if you have separate events, we want to be a part of that. We're building the brand. We have a CEU that's all based around biophilic design. So how do
Which is so huge right now.
So
Oh
how do we
my gosh,
bring
the
natural
topic is
materials, sustainability, the outside environment, how do we bring that inside? So that's another way that we can reach the design community, either directly with them or preferably through our showroom partners to bring their designers in. Let's talk about, as you know, you don't talk about your brand, but it's subliminal, right? We'll have images of it.
Of course.
But then we're talking about the fact that we know we're at the right place at the right time, right? And it's not something that we jumped on the bandwagon and other manufacturers say, well, here's our natural collection or our sustainable collection. That's our whole line, right? That's what we do.
God, you're absolutely incredible. I am so excited for where Accord is going, where you guys are now. I mean, it's just, again, just pushing those boundaries in so many different ways. I can't wait to see you guys win major awards. I'm serious.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, it's around the corner for sure.
And we'll be back here in June. We'll have new product introductions then, which you're gonna love probably even more.
So make sure you're here for June as well, because it's just as important to see all the new product introductions then. And on that note, for the Naia and the Balance collection, when are they available?
We are ready to build those. As we said, we don't have finished goods, so they are ready to go.
That's amazing.
Takes us about 3 weeks to build it and about a week to get it here, and then the next day you start loving it.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Bruce, thank you so much for taking time and being my first.
Never die.